Hello class, I hope you all enjoyed your holidays. Now your holidays are over and study time starts. Let's start the new chapter in history. Now let's start new chapter which is the Mughal Empire. Lesson number 5 was the Vijayanagar and Bahmani kingdoms. Now lesson number 6, the Mughal Empire. First one question comes in our mind, who were Mughals? Mughal Empire, we are studying about Mughals in this chapter. Okay, now question is, who were Mughals? Who were Mughals? The Mughals were the descendants, successors of the Mongols of Mongolia in Central Asia. They were tall, handsome, strong and brave. They usually kept thick beards. Can you see over here? They usually kept thick beards. In last to last chapter in Delhi Sultanate first, you studied you studied in the battle of Panipat. In the first battle of Panipat, Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodhi. After that, he founded Mughal Empire in India. So, who will be the founder of Mughal Empire? Babur. Okay, it was first battle of Panipat. There, 3 times battle of Panipat was fought. Okay, first battle in 1526 AD between Babur and Ibrahim Lodhi. Second time 1556 between Akbar and Hemu. And third battle, it was fought between Marathas and Durrani Empire when in 1761. Now the question is, why Mughals were encouraged to invade India? Okay, the Mughals had heard a lot about India's huge wealth. They wanted to plunder it. They wanted to loot it. They made frequent attacks on India, frequently, one by one. After one attack, they attacked second time, third time. Frequently, they started attacking in India. They made frequent attack on India and continuously harassed the Delhi Sultanate. If you remember, in Delhi Sultanate, we studied how Muhammad bin Tughlaq wanted to keep Mongols away from his sultanate. So again and again he had to pay for it to Mongols. But after that they started attacking on India. Finally, in 1526 AD, they succeeded when Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodhi at Panipat and laid the foundation of the Mughal Empire in India. Now, the reasons for Babur's victory. Babur, he defeated Ibrahim Lodhi in first battle of Panipat in 1526. Okay. Now, what were the reasons so he could defeat Ibrahim Lodhi? First one, just look here. First reason is the use of artillery in the battle. He used artillery in the battle. Second one, Babur. had highly trained horsemen. Okay, so that and also see, look over here. As soon as Babur's artillery opened fire, the war elephants of Ibrahim Lodi got frightened. Frightened means, uh, if you notice, uh, in Diwali time, if you have pet at your home, they start running, they scare. If they hear the noise of bombs and crackers, they start running here and there. It means they scare animals, they scare. Same way, when Babur's artillery opened fire, the war elephants, they scared, and got frightened. Okay, they trampled down their own soldiers. They started attacking on their own soldiers. Who? Elephants, war elephants of Ibrahim Lodi. He arranged his horses in such a way that these could be easily moved from one spot to the other in the battlefield. Babur had highly trained horsemen. That's why they could move easily from one spot to the another in the battlefield. Now Humayun. Okay, now Humayun. Who was Humayun? Humayun was the son of Babur. Complete name of Babur is Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. Father name Umar Sheikh Mirza. He was born in 1483 AD. Title: Founder of Mughal Empire in India. Major battle: First Battle of Panipat. Okay. Death 1530 AD. This is. And one more thing about his victory. Whose victory? Babur's victory. About Babur's victory at Panipat, Babur has written his autobiography, that is Tuzge Babare. When a person writes about himself, that will be called autobiography. Okay, about himself. When somebody else writes that time, what will we say? Biography. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi. If a book is written about Mahatma Gandhi by another writer, it will be called what? Biography. Okay, if Mahatma Gandhi wrote himself his book about himself, it means autobiography. Okay. Babur left a vast empire extending from Badakhshan in Central Asia to Bihar in India. But he had no time to consolidate his empire. So Humayun faced some difficulties. Difficulties were: first one, the Afghan and the Rajput kings wanted to drive Mughals out of India because they regarded Mughals as foreigners. That's why they wanted to drive Mughals out of India. Second one, the vast empire had not been consolidated. They were not consolidated. Third one, the collection of land revenue had not been systematized. The collection of land revenue, tax, was not also systematized. That's why the finances of the state were poor. Fourth one, Humayun's ambitious brothers proved to be rebellious. Rebellious means against of Humayun. Ambitious brothers, maybe they wanted to become emperor, That's why they could fight against of Humayun anytime. Okay, that's why they were rebellious. Because they were rebellious. Humayun's brothers. Okay, these were the difficulties which were faced by Humayun's. Now Humayun's war. Now Humayun's wars. He also fought wars. Humayun succeeded in conquering the provinces of Gujarat and Malwa. But the real trouble in Humayun's kingdom was given by Farid, and Farid was Sher Shah Suri. He attacked the Mughal army at Chausa in 1539 AD and defeated them. Mughal army was defeated by Farid in the Battle of Chausa at the in 1539. Okay, Farid became the ruler of Bengal and Bihar and assumed the title of Sher Shah. When he defeated Mughal army at Chausa, then he got the title of Sher Shah Suri. Before that, he was Farid. Farid also defeated Humayun in the Battle of Kannauj. Also, he defeated Humayun in the Battle of Kannauj second time. The Mughals were completely defeated. Then after, Sher Shah Suri became the master of Delhi and Agra. The kingdom which Babur had acquired was now lost. And then what happened? The unhappy Humayun wandered from place to place. He finally had to leave Sindh and go to Persia, Iran, modern name Iran. The Persian Shah king, welcomed him and helped him to defeat his brothers. But in the meantime, Sher Shah Suri had died in 1545. When did Sher Shah Suri die? 1545 AD. He prevailed confusion and civil war for succession to the throne of Delhi. Humayun took advantage of this opportunity when a ruler was not there and the successors started fighting for becoming ruler. Then who took advantage of it? Humayun. And in November 1554 AD, he marched towards India and conquered Lahore, Delhi and Agra. Thus, after 15 years, Humayun succeeded in regaining his kingdom. Okay, now he could regain his kingdom. Humayun could not live long after his success. Only 7 months later, he died on 24 January 1556 due to an accidental fall from the stairs of his library in Delhi. See, it was the library from where Humayun fell down and he was dead. Okay. Now, Sher Shah Suri. See the picture of Sher Shah. He was Sher Shah Suri. He was the son of a noble Jagirdar, it is given in the book, of Jaunpur in Bihar. His real name was Farid. Farid was an ambitious general. He aimed at driving the Mughals out of India to re-establish Afghan power. He defeated Humayun twice, once in the Battle of Chausa in 1539. Okay, Battle of Chausa 1539 and Battle of Kannauj 1540 AD. Okay, Kannauj 1540, Chausa 1539 AD. Sher Shah's administration. How style of ruling you can say, and how he used to rule on his subjects, people. He paid to his army both soldiers and the officers' salaries in cash regularly. For the general welfare of the people, Sher Shah built many roads. The Grand Trunk Road, GT Road, from Kolkata to Peshawar was built by him. GT Road, Grand Trunk Road was built by Sher Shah Suri. He also introduced gold, silver and copper coins known as taka or rupiah. He started the new postal system by using horses, the rest houses or the sarais, rest houses, okay, sarais, this word was used for rest houses. On the GT road were also used, GT road were also used as dak chowki. At every dak chowki there were 2 horses ready to receive the dak post, the dak from the previous chowki and deliver it to the next chowki station. In every station there was a dak chowki and 2 horsemen were present over there. After taking the dak, they started moving to another place. Okay. Sher Shah divided the empire into 47 provinces called sarkars. Provinces in Sher Shah's administration, states, provinces were called sarkars. Each sarkars had 2 chief officers. One looked after the law and order while the other managed the land revenue and acted as a judge. Sher Shah greatly improved the revenue system of his empire. After Sher Shah's death in 1545 AD, his son Sultan Salim Shah succeeded to the throne, but he too died young in November 1554. Disorders soon followed. This type of disturbed situation enabled Humayun once again to get back his lost kingdom. Watching this video, you will read the chapter, okay, pages I am telling you from page number 66 to 69, but here till here you will read, then only you will understand the chapter. Okay, that's all for the day. We will continue this chapter in next video. Thank you. Bye bye.